I'm Dr. Thomas Zobek, Director of the Stanford History Center, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 6 of Objects in Time. This morning, I'm going to talk about Parian. Parian is a type of porcelain that was engineered in the 1840s in England initially for wealthier or for middle-class people to be able to, again, imitate the wealthier people. Parian was designed to make statues look like this one here, which is a marble statue of the leaning satyr. Marble would have been available to the wealthy, but to the middle-class families, it may have been out of their reach. And so they chose to take objects out of Parian ware, which is, again, manufactured at the beginning of the 1840s in England. This is an example of Parian, as are these going across here, with the exception of the one at the end, which I'll get to later. Parian is a white ceramic of porcelain. It is an ivory in color. It is meant to mimic the Parian marbles from the island of Paros in Greece. Parian figures can be mythological, so you have goddesses. They can be literary, such as Longfellow here. And they can also be medallions and or things like these little vases that you see here. They can also be religious and pastoral. So a lot of different themes were represented in Parian ware, and they made many different examples. Parian ware was initially given out actually at the art unions that were created in England to increase the taste of the middle class in what were seen as appropriate and stylish kind of ornament. So many of these things were actually given away as part of a lottery starting in 1847. Parian was also made in France and was also made in the United States. The United States version is called Bennington ware and is represented here by these vases. So the vase in the back actually has Ulysses S. Grant. Some of these vases are sometimes painted blue and they frequently have grapes on the side. Parian also was an improvement over alabaster. And if you look at the statue all the way at the end, that's Beethoven, and that's alabaster. But you'll notice that alabaster discolors, whereas Parian always stays this wonderful ivory white color. Parian continued to be made up until about World War I, and thereafter, cheaper imitations of Parian were made up until World War II. Although some Parian is still made by the Belique potteries in Ireland, the difference is they actually paint those wares, so you can actually still find them today. But when you're in an antique store, the question is always, is it Parian or is it marble?